Hello and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey, and today this is the ankle bracelet and matching pair of earrings that I will be making. The vast majority of the components and the parts and the beads came from the bargain bead box for the month of July 2022. It has a very beachy, water, ocean theme to it. And I wanted to make an ankle bracelet because to me, it just screams, summer dress, sandals, flip-flops. I just think it's very pretty. I love the way that it came out, and it was exactly what I had in my mind when I started working on this project. And I love the earrings. They tie right into it. They match perfectly. I'm just super happy with how they came out. I do want to say, if you are interested in the bargain bead box, you can sign up on their website and use the code Casey2 for $2 off your first box in the subscription, or you can use it on their website for $2 off your first order. I will have all that information below in the description box, so please feel free to check that out. If you are curious to see how this ankle bracelet and matching pair of earrings came about, then stay tuned. So here we go, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start off with the tools that I will be using. I'm going to be using 2 sets of chain nose pliers, my set of round nose pliers, and also I will be using my set of cutters. And I'm going to mention my tool set. I highly recommend this tool set, and of course it will be linked down below. It's made very well. It's a very high quality set of tools for jewelry making. That is very important to me as somebody who makes jewelry quite a lot. However, one of the biggest things for me is the grips. They have adult size grips, and a lot of times in stores, you'll see tools or jewelry sets that are just smaller, and they definitely function, and for a lot of people, I'm sure they work. However, for me, when I found this tool set, it's just been a game changer for me. I absolutely recommend this tool set. They're very, very comfortable to use. It is called the Casual Comfort tool set. You can see it right there. And even if you don't get this tool set, I recommend investing in your tools. Like I said, ever since I've gotten this set, it's just been a game changer for me. So I definitely recommend investing in your tools and getting a very nice set, whatever set that may be. However, I definitely recommend this one. What I'm going to start off with is connecting the entire anklet. And once I have the whole chain set up, I'm going to then create the dangles that are going to be hanging off of the ankle bracelet itself. I have the chain that came in the bead box. Let me pull down my ruler. And what I did, I'm gonna set it here where there's no holes, is I separated 4 different lengths of the chain, and it is exactly 1/4 of an inch shy of 2 inches. Each section is 1 inch and then 3/4 of an inch. And I have 4 sections just like that. And I'm going to be holding each section together with these connectors, with the shell and starfish connector. And then of course, I'm going to be using a lobster clasp connector. Normally for bracelets, like on your wrist bracelets, I don't use lobster clasp because for me, they're very, very difficult to kind of put together with one hand. But for an anklet, I'm gonna use the lobster clasp because obviously you'd be able to use, for me, like I said, I'll be able to use 2 hands to put it together. And that's the hardest part for me, like I said, using 1 hand. So I'll be putting it together with the lobster clasp. Out of my own stash, I'm going to be using some 6-0 seed beads, some metallic turquoise 6-0 seed beads. And then I will be using some coral rondelle beads, 3mm rondelle beads, very, very small. From the bead box, I'm going to be using the coral shells and the turquoise starfish. To me, this bead box, obviously it screams beach because of all of the shells, the starfish and whatnot. But I can just see, you know, kind of summer dresses and an ankle bracelet that you wear with a summer dress, and, you know, sandals or flip-flops. And I don't know, that's what comes to mind, so that's what I'm going to create. And then, of course, later we will create the matching pair of earrings, but right now we're gonna start with the anklet. So we're gonna connect all of these pieces. And for each one, I'm going to use a 6mm jump ring and connect it to the last link in the chain, just like that. And then before I close the jump ring, I'm gonna go ahead and put the connector on it and close that jump ring. And now I'm going to do this with each length of chain having one of the connectors in between. So here is the strand with all the connections in between. Again, we just use the jump rings to connect the length of chain to the connectors. So now we will put the clasp on the end. I'm gonna grab the same size jump ring, open the jump ring, and connect it to that last link in the chain, just like that. Close it. Right there. Now go to the other side, open the jump ring, connect it to that last link, and then the lobster clasp, just like that. And then close that jump ring. All right, so now we have the ankle bracelet itself, and the final length is just over 10 inches. And I know that seems awfully large if you're thinking in terms of, you know, bracelets, but obviously this is going on the ankle, so it needs to be a little bit larger. So now we're going to work on the dangles that are coming off, and I'm going to have 2 dangles coming off of each section. So we're gonna have a ball and pin. The order for the coral ones is going to be the coral rondelle, silver spacer, and then coral shell, and then go back the opposite way, spacer. That is the order for that particular component. So I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers just over that top bead and bend back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, and then I'm going to go back in with my round nose pliers and close that loop. And there is that component. And now we're going to make the turquoise component. Take another ball end pin. We're going to do the turquoise seed bead 6/0, spacer, starfish, spacer, and seed bead, just like that. And make the loop the same way. Go just above that top bead, bend, then back with my fingers, go in with the cutters, and then go in with my round nose pliers and close that loop. All right, so there are the 2 components, and we're going to have one of each hanging off of each section going down. So you need 3 more of each one, and we'll meet back up once they're all made. All right, so now we have every component, every dangle made, and so we're going to now connect them to the ankle bracelet. So, all right, so I have much smaller 4mm jump rings, and I'm going to connect the components to the chain. So there are 18 links in the chain. So if you break them up in sixes, then you would connect each component 6 links apart so that they will have, they're on either side of the inner 6 links, okay? I'll hold that up closer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to connect that jump ring to the 6th one and connect the component, and then close that jump ring. All right, so I'm going to get the next jump ring, and starting at this one being number 1, where the one is currently hanging, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have the jump ring connect to it just like that, and I'm going to connect the other component to that jump ring and close the jump ring. So we have the 2 hanging dangles just like that, and we're going to do that to each one. All right, so here is the final piece, and it's got all of the dangles attached to it in the correct order. So we are going to put this aside and make the matching set of earrings, and we'll be able to see it much better on the display at the end. Here is one of the pair of earrings that I'm going to be making. So I went ahead and made this component, the top component of the earring. And the reason I did that is because it's the identical dangle to the bracelet. The only difference is I used an eye pin instead of a ball end pin. You will need one of the components. So now I'm going to make the other component down here using beads from my own stash. So I have an 11-0 turquoise metallic bead, and then a 4mm coral bead, round, and then topping that with another metallic turquoise. So then I'm going to put my round nose pliers right at the top, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, and then I'm going to go in and close that loop. So here's that component. So now it's a matter of connecting everything. I'm going to use a 4mm jump ring, connect it to the bottom of the component and to the top of the connector, and close that jump ring. And I'm going to take that jump ring, put it through the bottom of the connector, and then I'm going to put the shell. It looks like I need to open that jump ring a little bit more. I'm going to put the shell on first, so that coral and turquoise component will go on the front of it. I'm going to go back in and close that jump ring. So there we go. Now I'm going to take that ear wire, open it up just a little bit, and then close it right back after I put the earring component on it. All right, so here are the matching earrings. So now I'm going to put everything on my display so that we can see it better. All right, so here it is. I am super happy with how they came out. The ankle bracelet is, like I said, just over 10 inches at the style and length that I made it. I think it is absolutely beautiful, very beachy, very summer. I can definitely see it with like I said, a summer dress and sandals or flip-flops. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. And of course, the matching earrings. They just go really well together. I think this turned out very nice. If you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading your comments. And don't forget, if you would like to sign up for the bargain bead box, don't forget you can use that code Casey2. It will give you $2 off your first month's box, or you could use it on their website and it will give you $2 off your first order. So all of the information will be in the description box below. So please go check that out. It definitely helps this channel a lot. So I want you guys to know that I appreciate each and every one of you, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.